So isn't it amazing how much studio grade quality one can fit into a tiny little effects pedal such as the Walrus Audio Mako Series R1 multifunction reverb? I remember back in the 90s playing a Boss ME50 and I was totally blown away, but this is next level stuff. My name's JJ and I'm here to show you how to operate the R1, how to save presets, and I'll run you through all 6 of the programs. Since there's already plenty of videos on the R1 to be found on YouTube, and I was a little late to the party, I kind of found it a little difficult to wrap my head around the controls of this pedal and how to actually, like make presets or get like a normal sounding spring reverb or a plate. So that's why I decided to go for that angle, showing you how that's done. Alright, so let's take a closer look at the R1, the Walrus Audio Mako Series R1 multifunctional reverb. So it's got 6 programs, which are Spring, Hall, Plate, BFR, which stands for Big Frickin' Reverb, Diffract, and Air, which is kind of a shimmer type effect. I wouldn't say this is an entirely easy to use pedal. It took me quite a bit of time to wrap my head around it, but once I understood, it's really quite manageable. So you've got your bypass switch, and you've got your sustain latch switch, so you can sustain whatever you're playing and then play over that. If you turn the pedal on, you can see this light blue LED comes on, and then basically there are 3 banks, A, B, and C, that you can switch between. Okay, and each of these 3 banks can hold 3 presets. So right now I'm on the red preset of the A bank, the green preset, and the blue preset. Okay, back to the red. Now, of course, it's got your decay and mix controls, which are pretty self-explanatory on a reverb pedal. But then also you have this swell control, and as soon as you bring that in, it's going to automatically swell in your notes, so you won't have to use a volume pedal. Then it's got this tune control and a tweak control, which are pretty interesting, and they work like this. So basically right now I will be on the spring setting and I'm ready to start tweaking that tone. Okay, so what you want to do is first you set your decay and your mix, and for this demo I'll keep it up quite high so you can clearly hear what's going on in the reverb trails. And then starting off with this tune control, you have this 3-way toggle, which is now set to the left, which is low, in the middle it's high, and to the right it says X, and that parameter kind of is different for each of the programs. So in the spring program it's going to be the amount of drip or boing that is in the sound. So if you want to tweak that low end, make that a little less obtrusive like that, you can automatically see that the right hand LED just turned purple, which means that I changed the settings. Okay, so what I do is, and in a minute I'll show you for each of the programs how to tweak those sounds. I want plenty of high end in there, and I want plenty of boing in there, right? Okay, now on the left hand side you have this tweak control, which basically operates in the same manner. So you can set the pre-delay when you set the toggle to the right, which is kind of like when the reverb kicks in. I like to keep that fairly low usually. Then you have depth and rate, which is for modulation, which I definitely don't want on a spring reverb. Okay, won't be using the swell on this setting. And then you simply hit both foot switches, and now the preset is stored. So what I'll do right now is run you through each of the programs, kind of tweaking sounds on the fly and saving those presets so you see how it's done. So now let's take a look at the ins and outs. You've got stereo in, stereo out. Right now I'm using it in mono, going straight into a guitar amp. There's this USB socket right there that you can use to upload, update any firmware. Should Walrus Audio offer that? It's got MIDI in and out, so you can use an external MIDI controller to control up to 128 presets. So do you want my verdict? I just think I'm not smart enough to use technology like this. For instance, I wouldn't know how to use, like MIDI in a pedal board or whatever. I like simple pedals, and I like reverb pedals that have one knob that say more, you know what I'm saying. So, but yeah, I can certainly see why, certain players would absolutely love this thing to bits, because it's got so many options, it's got so much convenience in terms of the presets and all that stuff. So might not be for me, might totally be for you. You be the judge. Signing off, JJ.